must-haves for any weather. Hi, I'm Laura Ray. This video was inspired by a trip I took a couple of years ago to Mackinac Island. Mackinac Island is my favorite place besides Florida on the face of the earth. In Mackinac Island, even in June, the weather is very cold. Some mornings it was in the 40s, the 50s. I had to bring a wool coat with me as a Floridian. That seems super cold. But then when I came back to Florida, the weather was in the high 90s. It was just super hot. And I could see on that trip how many of you that live in cold parts of the world even deal with cold weather in the summer months at the beginning of summer. So I wanted to share with you products I feel that work year-round, that even if you're in cold areas in the summer, it won't dry out your face. And then if you're like me in a Floridian or somewhere where it's very hot, very humid, the makeup won't melt off your face. Before I applied any makeup today, right now all I have on is my brows. That's it. But I have applied some skincare. So I want to tell you the two things that I applied. I applied the Numbuzin, the No. 3 toner that I've talked so much about. I also have applied the skin softening serum from Numbuzin. So that's what I have on my face. What I want to show you is how you can use some tinted moisturizers / sunscreens and use other makeup on top and have that be enough. That works great in the cold winter months because the one I'm going to show you has moisturizers in it. In the summer months, I really like going extra thin with my makeup so that it's not melting and not looking good during the day. One thing I wanted to add is you could always apply a setting spray first before you do anything. That's going to help keep the makeup on the face. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm spraying it on an old-fashioned sponge. I like to do setting spray this way. I don't get it into my eyes. It's not going all over the place. I'm not breathing it in so much. And I can just really pat it strategically where I'd like it. This is the Neutrogena Radiant Setting Spray. Now this isn't overly glowy, so I think it works great for summer when the humidity is giving you enough glow. And in the winter time, this is very moisturizing. It says right on the outside, peptides. So it's a skincare / setting spray all in one. There are two products I want to put together to show you a look. This is the Marshmallow Primer from NYX. I thought this might look amazing under my Tinted Physical Moisturizer from Alana Mitchell. Now this is water resistant for 40 minutes. This also has hyaluronic acid in it. So I feel like this is so good for moisturizing the face. I thought it would be great to see the two of these together. I want to show you first how the NYX Marshmallow Primer looks on my skin. Now I have nothing else on except the Numbuzin. And what I have found with this is it really makes my skin look so much prettier. The first time I put this on, of course, there is a little scent of marshmallow. It doesn't seem to bother my sensitive skin. And when you first put it on, you smell it, but it goes away. Also, when I applied this the first time, it looked a little white. But as it sits on the skin, that sort of goes down too and just leaves you with a very luminous look. Now, for me personally, I wouldn't just wear this alone. I would definitely want to put on a little concealer to hide discoloration in certain spots. But for an overall base product, you could wear this alone if you just want a little glow, a little moisture, and then apply your blush and anything else you want to wear on top. So it is marketed in NYX ads that it could be worn alone if you wanted to, but I think this does add a very glowy look to my face. Now in the summer, I would want to bring a little of that glow down, and I'll show you in a minute how I do that. But let me pause a minute so you can see how my skin looks with just the NYX Marshmallow Primer. Next, I'm going in with the Alana Mitchell. This is a tinted physical defense sunscreen 44, and I love this tint. It just matches my skin tone beautifully. I'm going to go on the one side and just show you one side so we can compare next to the primer alone. But I love the way this feels on my skin. I don't get any kind of rash from this. I've had so many rashes from sunscreens. This did not give me a rash at all. It's very soothing. This is wonderful for winter. It's very moisturizing. If you feel it's a little too shiny, in a moment I'm going to show you what you can do to take the shine right off. But what I like about this is in the summer, you're going to want to reapply sunscreen, and this is buildable. You could go, of course, if you already have blush on, you're going to be going over your blush. You could add this to your skin without it looking cakey, where if you have a foundation on, if you add more, of course, during the day because it wears off from the heat, then you're going to have a very cakey look. But this, I can just reapply later in the day or take it with me outside wherever I am, and I'll be able to just add more on top. You could also use a powder sunscreen on top. I've talked about the Derma E before. You can pop that in your purse and just reapply. Let's take a look how the Alana Mitchell looks on top of the NYX, and on this side it is only NYX. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my other side, the Alana Mitchell, and I don't even need a brush for this. I can use my fingers. I don't get puddling in the pores. Some foundation, because I have enlarged pores in this area, if I look at my 10 times mirror, I'll see it sitting in a pore. I don't get that with this. That's one of the reasons I've fallen in love with this too, is that during the day, there's no settling in my lines. I can go right up under the eyes. It doesn't bother me. Recently, I ordered the Dermatology tinted sunscreen that you all had said that many of you use. I tried it side by side. I still love the Alana Mitchell better, so I will show that in an upcoming video so you can see how the two look side by side. I'm going to put a little more in the cheek area here. Now, I can still see my broken capillaries around the nose, so I just go in with a concealer for those areas. Now, this is something I've never talked about in any of my videos, is taking off shine with blotting paper. I'm using one from the Beauty Bakerie. I purchased this through Ulta. This is what they look like, and they're oil blotting papers, and it says on the back it's fragrance-free papers made in Japan with hemp pulp, wood pulp, and 24 karat gold. These work fantastic. So I want you to look at the shine that I have on my face right now, and we're going to take some of that shine off. And I'm just taking the paper and lightly pressing it on my nose. That's where I get the most shine. And I can already see oil coming through on the paper. And then I'm just going to put a little bit here. Now I realize I have the sunscreen on. I would have, under regular circumstances, let that dry down a little bit and maybe do this at the end, but I wanted you just to see how much these papers pick up. They really do take the shine off. I could keep going with it on the cheeks, but if you're concerned about having too much of an oily look, or you already own products that you feel when you wear them they look oily, these blotting papers really do the trick. I'm going to go ahead and put on my favorite lip balm. I love these Nivea. I've used them a long time. This is the Blackberry. I do have a lipstick I want to show you, but even in the winter, I use these balms. But in the summer, they work fantastic for being very sheer, very glossy. So I'm going to put this on. This is my favorite shade. It looks a lot like Clinique Black Honey. So any time of year, these live in my purse. Let's talk about eyeshadow. In the winter, we tend to go with some maybe deeper shades for eyeshadow, But any time of year, because we have mature skin, we need sort of a thin eyeshadow on our eyes. If the eyeshadow looks too heavy and thick, it's going to age the eyes. It's going to make them look heavier. So I love cream shadows. I've talked a lot about these from Neutrogena. These are wonderful. They're brand new. It's their sensitive skin eyeshadow and primer. The primer is built right in. And primer to me is so important in the summer months because the shadow can sort of slip around in the humidity if you live in a humid climate. So this has the primer built right in. I love this one from Illia. I haven't talked about this in a long time, but this is in the shade Hatch. I bought this quite a while ago, so I thought I would show it today. It's a beautiful shade of like a mossy green with some shimmer in it. And one thing I always do is prime my eyes. Primer again in the summer is very important. I like this one from Wet n Wild. It's their new Mega Last, and I've talked about this before. It does cover a little bit of discoloration. If you have a lot of discoloration on the eyes, then I would recommend this one, the Sorbet, that I've talked a lot about. This is their eyeshadow base. This covers everything. As a matter of fact, I love this for my broken capillaries. It covers them. It works great for lasting, and I really do love this for the eyes. Even in the summer, I can wear this. It really stays. So I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to put the Sorbet on this side in this eye. All right, and I go into the hollows here. This tends to get dark, and when I'm done, I'll lift the edges. So that's that, and then let's put on the Wet n Wild on this side. So the Wet n Wild really holds the shadows, but it's more sheer. So if you don't have much discoloration in your eyes, you might prefer something like the Wet n Wild. And if you have some discoloration like I do, and you also want a multi-use product you can use on various parts of the face, then I recommend the Sorbet. Okay, so let me even out my face here, and I'll put the Sorbet. And I really love going on the edge here and cleaning this up and going in an upward move like this. And this, of course, is the Huda concealer brush that I'm using. I use this all the time. It's very soft, and it just has the right amount of bristles. I don't know, it's like a magical brush for me. It works great. All right, let's go in with the Illia. I'm so excited to try this. I haven't used this in a minute, and I still, even with these cream shadows, like to go in with a brush and build. Wow, that's so pretty. These shadows last beautifully. So if you're wanting to wear a little shadow, maybe you even want something that gets hot going even in and out of the car and you're at work, you might want to use a shadow like this. But if you did want to put a shadow on and you're going to be outdoors, these really hold on nicely during the day and don't disappear. But I wore these in the winter too because powders can dry your eyes out. When I use this type of product, my eyes do not get dry at all. So for those of you that have skin on your eyelids that tends to run dry, these shadows are beautiful. Now this one is pricier than the Neutrogena. This Illia is a clean brand, and a lot of their products run a little more in the $20, $30 range. But I thought this was such a unique shade, which is why I purchased it. I think one of the most challenging things is keeping eyeliner on in the heat. Not so much in the winter, although I know a lot of women are always searching for the best eyeliner that won't budge. But in the summer, it'll end up in the corners of your eyes, running down your face. So what I bought is from Inglot. It's their mixing medium liquid. What you can do is take this and any eyeshadow you already own and make a liner. I'm taking a drop and putting it on my glass palette. And then I'm taking some shadow that I already own, which is the Canmake. These are also very sheer shadows that are great year-round. And I'm dipping into the brown eyeshadow. Then all you do is take that and get some and mix it here and make your own liner. And this is liner that will really last. I'm going to add a little more pigment. So the great thing about this is it enables you to have thousands of eyeliners. Any powder shadow you already own, you could have purples, bronzes, anything, make it into eyeshadow. Now I'm using a Sigma brush that I've had a long time. It's a small angle in E65. And I'm going to take that and just do it as eyeliner. Basically, I like to make little dashes along the line of the lash line. You can do a little lift on the corner, take the angle brush and just sort of lift up. And then I like to put it in the outer third of the under eye. I love the soft look of a powder eyeshadow being used as a liner. Now, I see a little bit of mess under my eyes I need to clean up. And one thing I've really found works great is this micellar water from Garnier, and it's an all-in-one waterproof. It removes even waterproof eye makeup. So I'm just going to put a little of this on a Q-tip and go under my eye. This micellar water is great for cleaning up eye makeup mistakes. So I saw I had a little too much on the corner. So I just do that, takes it right off, go under the eye. This is a recent find for me and I just really love it. It's an easy way to clean up your eye looks. Let's move on to mascara. Now, I have talked so much about the L'Oreal tubing mascara. I can't recommend tubing mascara enough. It's a great way to not get flakiness, not have any mascara falling off during the day. I love the L'Oreal. It's so affordable. One side is a primer, the other side is the tubing mascara. I need to order a new one. So I'm using one that's pricier today because I bought it to compare the two. It's from Thrive. I'll go ahead in and apply my mascara from the bottom closest to the lashes as I can get up. The great thing about tubing mascara is that you can just wash it off with water. If you've never tried a tubing mascara, I think they're pretty amazing. One thing I really do like about the Thrive is it seems to lift my lashes. I haven't curled them at all, and to me, they look very lifted. Cream blush is great year-round. In the winter, it gives you that extra hydration. In the summer, as the humidity hits your skin, it sort of just melts into your skin, yet stays on. I am loving this Velvet Touch Creamy Stick from Kiko. It's in the shade number 3. It's a peachy shade. I'm just going to draw right on the cheeks. I want you to really see the shade. I think it's just beautiful. And I'm blending it out. I'm using an angled brush from Reference, the number 4. I really like angled brushes for blush. So pretty. Now I could blend this out with my finger, just go around the edges. Another option would be to take the old-fashioned wedge sponge and just blend out the edges. So there's so many ways that you can apply this. It's just really personal preference. Wow, this blush is beautiful. I can't wait to show you a comparison. I bought a Chanel blush and the packaging looks the same, but I'll show you in an upcoming video why I love the Kiko so much. But there you go, there's our blush, and now let's move on to our lips. I like to line my lips, whether it's winter or summer. In the summer, sometimes, and even in the winter, I'll just fill in the entire lip, but especially in the summer because it gives you that longevity. Yet, if you use the right lip liner, they're still very thin. You want a thin, sheer, shiny lip for summer. You don't want so much matte, but I do add more of a matte shade for the liner. This is the NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Nude Pink, which is so versatile. I use this with a lot of lipsticks that I have. I'm just going to go in and shape the lip first, and let's fill it in. Now, because I had that lip balm earlier, this moves and glides even more beautifully. If any of your lip liners are stiff, put on a little moisturizer on your lips first, like a lip mask or a lip balm, so that the lips are hydrated. Then the lip liner will glide a lot easier. Now I'll go in with number 904 from L'Oreal. This is their Varnished Rosewood. This is a beautiful shade that would work for winter or summer because this line here is so super sheer. It feels almost like I'm putting a lip balm on. Beautiful. Yeah, this color I think is just so perfect any time of the year. Now I'm going to go in with what's going to really help my makeup stay on, especially in the summer, but I work long days in the winter, so I like to use something that's going to keep my makeup on. Whether it's winter or summer, it doesn't matter because I'm gone from the house sometimes 12 to 14 hours. So I'm using the Mally, the Poreless Face Defender. This is great for, you can apply it as a primer before you ever put your makeup on, just to sort of blur fine lines and to help with longevity because it is a silicone primer. But I'm going to put it on top today of my makeup, and you're going to see it also takes down shine. So you could, if you were going out, pop this in your purse and then take it with you wherever you're going. And if you get shine, you can reapply this and it won't get cakey like powder. I would say one thing that's different between the winter and the summer is I really stay away from powder. This works much better. I don't get a cakey look. You don't see it on the skin. It's a product I can reapply during the day if I feel I need it. It also comes in a little travel size, so that's perfect for your purse. Again, these blotting papers are great because they're so friendly for taking in your purse. Look at the little package. And then you could just go like this at the end if you feel there's any area. Mainly my nose looks oily, and sometimes in the T-zone here. And just tap it like that. And there you go. It's going to take away the shine. So those are my products I use year-round. These help me to feel like my skin looks nice for when I go to work or if I'm going out. Of course, if I wanted a little more drama, I could add more to the eye look. This is a little softer look that I like to wear when I'm going to work, which is what I'm about to do right now. But I love these products. Let me know your favorite. What did you enjoy the most about the video? And let me know if there's a product you're curious about that you'd like me to look into. I always love trying products that you recommend or that you want me to try. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful week, and I'll see you soon.